All right, well, we're going to go ahead and get started. So head on over this way. If there's a seat and you would like to grab a seat, feel free. Otherwise, we got room to kind of congregate in the back there. But I'll go ahead and get us started. I am Joe Chamberlain. I'm CEO and managing partner of the West Michigan Whitecaps. And first and foremost, I'd just like to welcome everybody to the Pepsi Stadium Club here at LMCU Ballpark on a beautiful January day. I also want to welcome everyone tuning in on social. If you weren't able to make it, we're glad to have everybody out there watching what is going to be an exciting announcement for our franchise and for this community. I know we are all fighting through winter right now, and we feel like we haven't seen the sun in about a week and a half. But for those of you who are not counting like we are only 84 days away from opening day 2023 on April 6th, and I have it on good authority that it is going to be 70 degrees and sunny on April 6, 2023. Spring is around the corner, and baseball is going to be right here at LMCU Ballpark before we know it. So I am so glad to have everybody here with us today for what is going to be an exciting announcement about the future of Whitecaps baseball here at LMCU Ballpark. Today's announcement has been almost 2 years in the making. For those who have followed the minor league landscape closely, you probably know that as of 2021, Major League Baseball has been much more involved in the operation of the minor league system. Along with that, they established a number of facility standards that all of the 120 clubs would have to meet. LMCU Ballpark was built in 1994. I remember when it was built in 1994. I remember touring the construction site with my dad. I remember running around and playing catch on the field before this place was even open. And I remember dreaming about what that inaugural season of Whitecaps baseball was going to look like. And in the 29 seasons that we have played since 1994, the needs of players and the needs of our fans have changed a lot. Expectations have evolved, and we have known for a while now that in order to remain one of the top facilities in all of minor league sports, now was the time to put in some work. With that motivation, our team began the work of creating a comprehensive master plan that dreamed big and reimagined what this ballpark could look like, not just for our players, but also for the next generation of Whitecaps fans. This ballpark has seen 29 incredible seasons. That's a lot of home runs. That's a lot of memories made. And my personal favorite, that's a lot of incredible smiles as kids walk through the front gates and see the field for the first time. And even though this ballpark has been incredibly well maintained over those years, there is just nothing quite like a brand new modern ballpark. We felt that new ballpark energy in the early 1990s when this franchise routinely drew over 400,000 fans a year and set numerous minor league baseball attendance records. That's what our players deserve, that's what our fans deserve, and that's what we set out to deliver with this master plan. So over the last 18 months, we have been hard at work with a team of incredibly talented architects, engineers, and general contractors to reimagine what this ballpark and ultimately this franchise can look like as we head into the next 30 years. With the team of Rossetti, an architecture firm based in Detroit who specialize in sports architecture, along with Progressive AE and Earhart Construction, two local West Michigan experts, we have created a master plan that dreams big and charts an ambitious course over the coming years to deliver a completely modernized LMCU ballpark. And when I say we've been hard at work, I do mean that we've been hard at work. So with representatives from all three of these organizations, Rossetti, Progressive, and Earhart here with us today, I would like to acknowledge the incredible work that you guys have done thus far. I want to thank you for helping us arrive at this point, and most importantly, especially on my behalf, I want to thank you for putting up with what needy clients that I know we have been throughout this process. The entire Whitecaps team is looking forward to moving this project into the future with the best design and construction teams in the business. All right, and now that I've teased it a little bit, of course, we're not going to show you exactly what I'm talking about quite yet. So before we go there and we talk about what we've dreamed up, I think it's incredibly important to also acknowledge where we have been and just how far this organization has come since 1994. After all, it was not that long ago that West Michigan didn't have any minor league sports at all. And it wasn't that long ago that Lou Chamberlain and Denny Baxter were spending the better part of a decade to deliver their dream of professional baseball to a community that they cared so much about. So to do that, I want to invite my dad, Lou Chamberlain, our chairman and founder, up to say a few words.
Thanks. So I think Denny and I are here to provide historical perspective, and then we're going to get out of the way. So as Joe alluded to, it's been a long time. In 1986, it was the first time that Denny and I sat down and started trying to figure out how we were going to get minor league baseball off the ground here in this community. And it literally took us 8 years before we finally played in 1994. And we had a lot of help from our investors who shared our dream and from the community. But it took a long time to get it off the ground. But 37 years ago in 1986, when Denny and I first sat down, there were two things that we really agreed on. It was kind of our guiding stars, if you will. One is that we really had a vision for what we thought that Whitecaps baseball could mean to the community. We really wanted Whitecaps baseball to become part of the fabric of the community. We wanted it to become a tradition and something that people would look forward to every summer. Every summer they'd be excited about Whitecaps baseball. They'd bring their kids, and then eventually a few years later, their kids would bring their kids, and then their kids would bring their kids, and it would become generational. The other thing that we agreed on is that if we were going to achieve that, the facility was the key. We had to provide a facility that exceeded people's expectations. We wanted people, when they first walked through the gates, to look around and they would go, man, this is way cooler than I thought it would be. And so now here we are 37 years later. I think we've accomplished those things. With great support from the community, we really have become a tradition. And we really have become generational. And not only is our fan base generational, but now our leadership is generational. With Joe and Steve McCarthy and Jim Jarecki and the management team that they've assembled, we've got a new generation of leadership for the West Michigan Whitecaps, and they've done a great job. They nursed us through the pandemic, the dark days of the pandemic, and we've had some great bounce back years. And now they have a vision of how they want to grow the business and secure the Whitecaps' place in this community for the next 30 years. And just like it was 37 years ago, facility is still the key. And so as Joe has said, they have developed this master plan that will not only meet those facility requirements that MLB is putting on us, but will allow us, with this facility, to continue to exceed people's expectations for the next 30 years. So Denny and I are really excited about it. Denny, do you have anything you want to add to that?
Sure. Good morning, everyone. It can't help but fall back to the last time I spoke to a group in this room was 9 years ago, after the terrible fire that we experienced. And how much better it is to stand here with this group today than what it was back 9 years ago. I didn't know if I could get through it back then. I can certainly get through it today. You know, I think of some of the things that we talked about back then, and it's odd of how it resonates again today. We said, we're going to rebuild. We're going to build this stadium, and we're going to play baseball. And today, we're talking about we are going to build, and we're going to play baseball for the next 30 years, just as we have. For me personally, you know, to go back to meeting Lou and how lucky I've been to be able to be his partner for all these years, we had a dream, and this was not something, well, let's build a business and get it good and we'll sell it off, and it was never that. It was been a passion for us, and to build something to remain here in Grand Rapids for all of our lifetimes and our kids' lifetimes and beyond that, and this is that next stage. We've got a great group of management people in place that's developed a wonderful plan. I feel very, very confident in their abilities to achieve this, and I'm extremely excited and very happy that they've been able to take the legacy that Lou and I started and are putting this in place for this community for the next 30 years. Folks, you're going to love this. Thanks.
All right, we're going to turn it back over to Joe, and he can show you what we got.
All right. Thank you, Lou. Thank you, Denny. And with that, like they said, we're not going to make you wait any longer. On behalf of the entire Whitecaps organization, I could not be more excited to unveil our vision for the next chapter of baseball in West Michigan. As stewards of this franchise, we know that this place has grown incredibly deep roots, and in a lot of ways, this ballpark has become the community's ballpark. So, if you're ready, here you go, West Michigan. Enjoy your first look at your new LMCU Ballpark.
Every journey starts somewhere. For Lou Chamberlain and Denny Baxter, it started here in 1993 with dreams of a new ballpark,
For the Whitecaps,
a new
looking to
team,
move on top. Willie
and a new
Morales had a
game
base
time.
hit back in the second inning, and he cranks one deep to left field. LaChance turns one way, turns the other way, through the raindrops. It's gone!
But what does it mean when that dream becomes a reality? What can a sports franchise mean to a community?
That's the first pitch. They saved it for me.
For the West Michigan Whitecaps, it all started with a strong foundation built on hard work, passion, and fun. How else are you going to attract 11 million fans, win 6 championships, send dozens of players to the Detroit Tigers, create hundreds of jobs and drive our local economy, and still contribute to countless causes and charities? There may have been a few bumps and detours along the way, but the road to success isn't paved solely with wins and losses, balls and strikes, or singles and doubles. It's measured in moments, memories, and impacts that vibrate throughout the entire community. Here, it's not only the destination that counts, it's the journey. Now, we're doubling down and embarking on a multi-year project that will reinvest in the next 30 years to entertain and embrace new generations of families, fans, and players. Phase 1 will completely overhaul the player experience by building industry-leading amenities, helping better develop the next generation of West Michigan Whitecaps and Detroit Tigers. These amenities will include a completely revitalized home clubhouse, now on the third base side of LMCU Ballpark, offering enhanced player spaces, large weight rooms and training facilities, dedicated space for coaching staff and umpires, and an all-new, state-of-the-art batting tunnel. And when your Whitecaps take the field in 2024, they'll step foot on a brand new playing surface with bullpens behind the outfield wall and reconfigured field dimensions. But that's not all. We said we're doubling down, so it doesn't stop there. Phase 1 will also go beyond player-facing improvements, completely revitalizing the group hospitality experience with the construction of upgraded and extended group terraces on the first and third base lawn areas. And last, but certainly not least, Phase 1 will also include a brand new suite-level club space just above the batting tunnels to use on game days or year-round for special events at LMCU Ballpark. And with all those extra home runs, fans are going to need a stadium that gives them more opportunities to experience them. Which brings us to Phase 2. We build on LMCU Ballpark's 30-year history by completely overhauling the stadium, preparing it for a new generation of Whitecaps fans. Phase 2 will include a fully reimagined stadium, entrance experience, and beautification of our 45 acres, giving fans a great experience before they even walk through the gates. A fully reimagined and updated suite level, also coming in Phase 2. You asked for it, and we heard you. An expanded concourse with new and improved food, entertainment, and gathering options, including the addition of concourse-level outdoor suite areas for groups that prefer the great outdoors. Fans will also be able to spread out and get their steps in as they explore our new 360-degree concourse that puts you right in the game, no matter where you walk, and right in the heart of it all. A state-of-the-art, 400-seat center field, hospitality club, and special events center, providing a new level of game day experience while also creating one of West Michigan's most unique views for weddings, conferences, and other large-scale special events. The time to reimagine LMCU Ballpark is here. Welcome home, West Michigan. We're saving you a seat.
It's time to greet the starters for your West Michigan Whitecaps.
All right. In the infamous words of our on-field host, Bob Wells, how about those Caps? As I mentioned earlier, arriving at this point has been almost 2 years in the making. So I would like to recognize all the hard work that has been done by both the design team, but also our entire Whitecaps front office staff, many of whom are here in the back today. This journey is just starting, but thank you for all the work that has been done thus far. As outlined in the video that you just saw, we are doubling down and charting the course for what the future of Whitecaps baseball is going to look like for a new generation of Whitecaps fans. When completed, this multi-year project will deliver a completely modernized LMCU ballpark for fans to enjoy for decades to come. Phase 1, breaking ground in a few short months, will be completed prior to opening day 2024 and will bring completely overhauled player-facing amenities along with a complete overhaul of our group areas. This is an important piece for us because no other team in minor league baseball sells more group tickets than the West Michigan Whitecaps. We lead our industry in that category, and after Phase 1, our ballpark and our group areas are going to lead the industry in that category as well. Phase 2, slated for 2025 and beyond, will touch every inch of this ballpark and will deliver a best-in-class, modernized facility that is ready to meet the needs of our fans for decades to come. Whether it's Whitecaps games or best-in-class concerts and special events, we have crafted the plan and are beginning the work of delivering the ballpark that the best fans in baseball and the best minor league sports market in the entire country deserve. Another important piece of this project that I want to recognize is that by doubling down here at LMCU Ballpark, we are also at the same time doubling down on Comstock Park in Plainfield Township as well. This location, a 5-minute drive from downtown Grand Rapids, has been an incredible place to call home for the last 3 decades. They have always been supportive of the Whitecaps and the positive economic impact that we've brought to the township, and I am looking forward to working closely with them over the coming years to bring this project all the way to completion. So with that, I'd like to invite Cameron Van Weingarten, Superintendent for Plainfield Charter Township, up to make a few comments as well.
Well, thank you, Joe. First, I'd like to thank everyone that's been involved with this, and we've talked about a lot of people. I'd also like to involve our township elected officials and our Comstock Park Downtown Development Authority folks, a lot of which are with us here today. Thank you for your involvement with the Whitecaps over the years and helping support them and support their business and likewise what their business has done to support other businesses in our area. Denny and Lou talked about their vision and their history. 30-plus years ago, they had a vision that folks would want to come here at the intersection of West River Drive and 131 to watch baseball. And they were right. People really do love coming here. But they weren't focused on just baseball. They're focused on making it a full family, a high-value full family event. And so it was something that is those who are really baseball aficionados can appreciate, but those that are more casual fans as well. So really appreciate the full family fare that they've brought to the area. And by doing that, they've supported the area businesses as well. So thank you very much for your past investment, and we thank you for your future investment as well. Plainfield Township is proud to be the home of the West Michigan Whitecaps. We readily welcome their new investment in the community, and we look to support you as you go through this process. We look forward to working with you as you expand into the next 30 years as well and reimagine what baseball looks like. This is a venue that's worth enjoying, and we appreciate everything that you've done to make this a wonderful place to call home. Thank you very much.
All right, thanks, Cameron. All right, here we go. We'll wrap it up. In conclusion, I want to once again thank our staff. I want to thank our ownership group. I want to thank Lou and Denny. I want to thank our partners, especially our naming rights partner, LMCU, many of whom are here with us today. But most importantly, I want to thank our fans, and I want to thank the West Michigan community for 30 years of incredible support. Together, we have built one of the most dynamic and successful minor league sports franchises in the country. I do this every day, and sometimes you lose sight of truly how special the Whitecaps are when you compare us to all of the other teams out there. And because of that, this project is about more than baseball. It's about ensuring that our franchise is ready to meet the needs of this community for decades to come. So, as the son of the entrepreneur who helped dream this whole thing up over 30 years ago, as the CEO who gets to lead this incredible organization on a day-to-day basis, as a community ambassador and a strong advocate for Grand Rapids and West Michigan being one of the best places to call home in the country, and perhaps most importantly, as a dad who just loves bringing his family out to LMCU Ballpark for Whitecaps games every summer, I could not be more excited about what this project is going to mean for our franchise and for the West Michigan community. All right, and with that, I would like to thank everyone for being here today. I'm happy to take a few questions now, but myself and other members of the Whitecap staff are going to be available for one-on-one Q&As on the other side of the Stadium Club as we wrap up and conclude as well. So I'll open it up for questions if anybody has them, and if not, we'll move things over to the other side. All right.